What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another video. I have been so MIA from YouTube. It's actually crazy. I finally now have figured out my schedule. I figured out when and where I can actually record these videos. If you guys haven't noticed, look at this. Like, I'm out in the living room now. My setup has changed, things have changed. So I probably should do an updated setup video. I haven't done one since before I left for my trip to Iceland. So I should probably do that now just because a lot has changed on this desk and in the location, obviously. Hit me up in the comments if you do want to see one really soon, and I can definitely record that for you. But today's topic that I wanted to talk about, and is one that I have been waiting to do, is what I've learned at my job after the first 6 months. For those of you guys who don't know, I've been employed I got employed recently, finally, as a developer support engineer. I started in March, got my offer in February on my birthday, and have been enjoying my time here ever since. Shout out to you, James, for helping me out. You've obviously been a huge help. I couldn't literally thank you enough for helping me get here. I've just been grinding away, doing the training. Now that I'm out of training, I've been crushing work, doing more projects. Our team is in a much better space now. So, you know, everything's just been awesome. But I do want to talk about some things that I've learned just to give you guys some insight as far as what I've been doing and why I've been gone from YouTube. Obviously, the first thing that I've learned is adjusting my time according to my full-time schedule. I work a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, and a lot had to change essentially when I first started. Obviously, when I first started as well, I moved out of my parents' house. I had to figure out my situation there. I had to figure out how groceries worked. I had to figure out my timing for the gym again. A lot had to change, and priorities obviously changed as well. I'm playing way less video games now. I haven't played any in a long time, and I do kind of miss them, but at the same time I don't. It's kind of weird how that works. I did have to adjust my schedule. So that was one thing that really, work has really taught me, is time chunking around work now. Going from unemployed, essentially working whatever hours I wanted to and starting whenever I wanted to now starting at around 9 a.m., going till 5:30 p.m. and still making time for side projects, the gym, friends, other activities that I may or may not want to do. Those are things that I had to adjust with. And then one huge thing that I've learned now that I started working full time, and you should also probably expect as well. Obviously, your situation probably wouldn't be the same as mine. I went from fully unemployed through the year of 2020 and had to adjust to a different lifestyle essentially in 2021. I literally woke up whenever I wanted to. When I was unemployed, I just got up whenever, started working, took a break whenever I wanted to, took, maybe a whole day to myself to just play video games or something. And, went to the gym whenever. It was definitely a huge shift in terms of figuring out my timing, my schedule, and finally getting to a place now in my life where I can balance both work as well as the other passions that I have, which is, photography, making YouTube videos, shooting for Instagram, things like that. So things have changed, but they're a lot better now. So I'm very happy that I've adjusted to my full-time schedule and have now made more time for the things that I actually love doing on the side. Another thing that I've learned from my job is being more resourceful. I felt that before, being self-taught, that I was pretty resourceful already, sourcing information, finding tutorials that worked for me, or finding the people that could actually teach me well, to now finding information on a whim. The things that we do at work require me to context switch a lot, but also, inquire from the correct teams, ask people the right questions, just to find this bit of information that will help me answer something or find the solution to a problem. Becoming more resourceful has definitely been a skill that I've developed way more, being at the job that I'm at now, working in the team that I'm in, and working in the capacity that I'm in. It's a huge skill that you have to have being a developer support engineer, and I've capitalized and increased my skill on that even more so than I thought I had when I was unemployed, being self-teaching myself how to code. So that was definitely something that I've learned, is asking the right questions and going through hoops to try to find the right people to talk to in order to find a solution. Whether that is, again, reaching out to people through Slack, creating a test, or troubleshooting it myself. Different ways to find not only the problem, but find it in a timely manner, because those are two very important traits that come with being a developer support engineer, is time and obviously finding the correct solution to the problem. One other huge one that I think I can attest so much to, as well as, any other of you guys out there as well, can probably resonate a lot with this, but is prioritize prioritizing and relishing the breaks that you have, or some time away from a computer. Because after starting at this job, I've found that mental health can definitely take a toll. It's not with this job in particular, but I think in any work capacity, really, it's easy to get burnt out or find yourself in a stupor where, you know, you're waking up and you're just much more tired than you usually are, or there may be moments where you're just not as focused. There's a lot of mental brain fog, whatever the case may be. You know, there's always going to be something that kind of pops up, and working a 9 to 5 and at this job in particular made me relish the breaks. I really enjoyed taking some time off, whether that was an hour, 30 minutes, or really capitalizing on the time after work, the after hours. It's not, before when I was self-teaching myself, I was always coding again, still making another project, researching something, studying, anything along those lines. And now I'm doing way less of that. I still do enjoy doing side projects on the side, but there are just the moments where I do like to just relax and watch a show, make some food, hang out with friends. And I've been prioritizing that a lot more just because I think it's great for my mental health, emotionally and physically as well, just so I don't get burnt out and lose this passion I have for this job, because I just genuinely love what I'm doing. I could do this for the rest of my life. This is a place that I genuinely want to stay at, and I hope I can. Prioritizing breaks and having a balance, a work-life balance. And it's something huge that I've preached not only on my podcast, but here on YouTube as well, is work-life balance. So that was one thing that I've definitely learned to love more at this job. The one and final thing I will say and mention that I've definitely taken away from work is enjoying side projects again. I think there was definitely a time towards the end or when I was in training where I wasn't really coding. I wasn't really doing anything in terms of code that didn't relate to work. So what I found was, after my training was over, I started doing more of our actual work. Part of that requires testing and troubleshooting. And through that, I found a way to create some projects for work that allowed me to code still. And through that, I learned way more than actually going through tutorials and doing the thing, going through the methods that I used to before I was hired, which was going through tutorials and essentially recreating the projects that they had in there. And right now, I've barely taken any tutorials. Aside from reading articles or watching a couple videos here and there, a lot of them has been through trial and error, reading documentation, and just tinkering with some logic or components or whatever. And I've actually just been building projects and learning a ton. And now with creating those internal tools that I've had, or I have been doing, I'm now relighting the fire that I've had for coding my own side projects. I've been thinking of ideas that I've had or certain projects that I've wanted to tackle but just couldn't because of the things that I lacked in terms of knowledge. Now those things are actually possible because, I've been doing them at work, and with work, I've been using React, which is the framework or library that I've been using prior to this. So it all just works and comes in full circle. Like, I've been using React way more at work, and now after hours, if I wanted to, or on the weekends, if I wanted to, I could actually just boot up VS Code and start building a side project that I've been wanting to do, whether that be in React or React Native, because I've actually attained more skills at work than I had when I was self-teaching myself. And that's the benefit of working here, or working in this capacity as an engineer now. I now get to build upon the skills that I've kind of curated prior to this. And not only that, it becomes a lot cleaner because I get to see best practices. I get to see the way other engineers actually do it at work through some of our repos we have internally or publicly. There's just so much that I can learn now and so much that I can do that I'm getting pumped up right now just like thinking about the things that I can and am building currently. So that's one of the hugest things that I've learned here is it's relighted my fire for side projects and has actually taught me a lot in terms of coding in general. So, I feel that I'm a stronger developer now because of work, and that may be indirectly, but it's allowed me to do more of the things that I love, and it's something that I just am so grateful for. So this was a really quick video. I just wanted to ease myself back in and have a conversation with you guys. I wanted to let you guys in on what I've been doing these past 6 months ever since I started my job. What's been going on. If you guys have any questions on that and you want me to do a video on it, let me know in the comments. I am more than happy to do that for you guys. I want to get back more into this space and do more videos, whether that be tech reviews, coding videos, or whatever. I do want to do a video updated on this setup here, as well as a video on potentially some of the side projects I'm making. I want to do maybe, you know, weekly videos on progress that I've made for those side projects, what's been going on, what I'm stuck on. If that interests you, let me know. If you have any other ideas of things that you want to see from me in a video format here on YouTube, then please let me know. I want to create more. I want to do more. And I'm back. I'm back on here. So, you know, let's get it. I'm fired up. I'm pumped up. Let's get after it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.